is going on YouTube? So I'm back again to check out another Dan Vasc video. It's been a while. The last one that I checked out was with the wife. We saw Amazing Grace. And since then, there's been a lot of comments asking why I haven't checked out another one. And the answer, I don't really have an answer for you. I think the guy is incredibly talented. Definitely one of the better voices I've heard out there. And I even know, just from looking at the comments, that last comment is going to get me in trouble. One of the better voices I've heard. And I experience this sometimes when there's an artist that has, I would say, like a cult following, right? People who are just, on their heels and, with them every step of the way. And that's brilliant. That's amazing to offer that kind of support. But sometimes it gets a little weird in the comments. There were some people who were genuinely offended that the wife and I were not more reactive to it. The wife was crying. I was just blown away and speechless. I don't really know what the typical Dan Vasc reaction is. I don't know if it's fainting or seizures or projectile vomiting. I don't quite know. So a little disclaimer for this video here. If I don't quite react the way you want, I apologize. What I tend to like to do is to kind of break things down a little more. Bear in mind, in doing these videos, you come across some just phenom vocalists. I mean, that are beyond human, like Dimash or Melody from Liliac or Flora Jansen or Brittany Slays. All these people that just blow it out of the water. And Dan Vasc, while he is incredibly talented and one of the better, still Tommy Johansson holds a very close place in my heart. I feel like they're very I actually compared him in the last video a little bit, just with the power and just their obvious ability, like supernatural ability to sing, right? So again, just know inside I'm blown away, but I'm also going to try to offer maybe just a little bit of I don't want to say critique, but you know what I mean, breakdown of what they're doing and things like that. So anyways, there were a lot of recommendations. Again, people asking, why haven't you done another one? And I'm like, well, give me some things to do, right? And the one that really caught my eye was Susan Hartley said Gethsemane. I think that is very, very proper now that it's the second Friday of Lent. I was kindly reminded by my wife as I tried to make bacon with the pancakes this morning, and didn't quite work out. Now I can't eat meat, so okay. So that works out well. Gethsemane, I imagine the song follows that. I feel like it's probably a classical piece. Digging myself a hole for not even knowing what it is. But anyways, Gethsemane is the garden where Jesus prayed before he was taken captive and crucified shortly after, right? Kind of kicks off the passion or the stations of the cross kind of thing. Stuff that we really focus on during Lent, Catholics or whoever, right? Whoever else does that. So anyways, I'm done digging my hole and I'm going to check this video out. So meet me over here. We're going to see Gethsemane right now. Okay, yeah, so a little bit of research. This comes from Broadway play Jesus Christ Superstar. And I listened to a little bit of the song from the movie and just to compare it, kind of see what to expect and maybe some ways he changed it up. And I do recognize the song, especially that part, I got to know, I want to know my God, that part. That really kind of woke up some remembrance to it. So cool. Yeah. So excited to see what he's going to do with this. So let's check it out.
I only want to say, if there is a way, take this cup away from me, for I don't want to taste its poison. Feel it burn me. I have changed. I'm not as sure as when we started.
Ooh, okay, before we pick up here. So yeah, right out of the gates, a lot of emotion, which is, of course, going to make or break a song like this. One of the things that bothers the heck out of me with, especially Christmas remakes, it seems, I don't know, is because sometimes the songs become so commonly known that these artists just kind of like bounce over the words. They don't really like, without even a thought of what any of them mean anymore. And you see that with a lot of covers, right? They just kind of spit the words out and give it their own little flair, but nothing to do with the cadence and the feel of the song whatsoever, the words being spoken, right? But yeah, tons of emotion into it, every word, you know. And I'm going to back up a tiny bit where he drops super low, you know, very, very controlled. You'll even see, like, if you listen to the original song, that very kind of breathy, kind of like staccato beginning is you know, not the greatest control, but every note is exactly the same power. Just so hard to control something like this. So let me just back that up a bit.
Me, I have changed.
Because again, you gotta.
I'm not as sure as when we started.
Yeah, because again, when you sing like that, you know, you're using just such little air just to get that soft sound, and it's very hard to keep it nice and like compressed in kind of like a steady note. But he's doing it very well. Okay.
Then I was inspired. Now I'm sad and tired. Listen, surely I've exceeded expectations. Tried for 3 years, feels like 30. Could you ask as much from any other man?
3 years sounds like it feels like 30. I like that. Oh, he's about to belt a note here. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me back up. You know what I'm gonna do? I think I'm just gonna watch the rest of it. You know, let me start from the beginning. Let me just watch the whole thing and then I'll comment at the end. How does that sound? This is only, oh gosh, it's almost 6 minutes long. I'm gonna try.
I only want to say, if there is a way, take this cup away from me, for I don't want to taste its poison. Feel it burn me. I have changed. I'm not as sure as when we started. Then I was inspired. Now I'm sad and tired. Listen, surely I've exceeded expectations. Tried for 3 years, feels like 30. Could you ask as much from any other man? But if I die, see the saga through and do the things you asked of me. Let them hate me, hurt me, nail me to the tree. I want to know, my God, want to know, my God, want to see, my God, want to see, my God, why I should die. Would I be more honest than I ever was before? Would the things I've said and done matter anymore? I have to know, my Lord. Have to know, I have to know, my Lord. Have to see, I have to see, my Lord. Have to see, I have to see, my Lord. If I die, what would be my reward? If I die, what would be my reward? Have to know, I have to know, my Lord. Have to know, I have to know, my Lord. Your omnipresent brain. Show me a reason for you wanting me to die. You're far too keen of women, how, but not too hard on why. Alright, I will die. Just watch me die. See how I die. See how I die.
2 minutes left. Okay, wait a minute. This is a good place to stop. Okay. Well, so much to. I was about to stop it, and then he just wanted that scream, and I'm glad I didn't. I don't even know where to begin. God, there's so. I said before just how the emotion is just purely poured into this song, you know. I imagine if I go down a Dan Vasc rabbit hole, you know, you're going to see probably some similar things, right? Where he starts kind of chill and then he showcases his voice by like jumping up some, you know, he plays with octaves, kind of like he did here, right? With the I want to know, my God. And then he would jump up an octave, you know, just to kind of make it fresh, you know, because when you listen to the original of this song, it just kind of seems a little repetitive, a little jazzy, a little poppy, you know. But like he's playing with these octaves, and you know, and then again, I imagine in a lot of his video, like in Amazing Grace, you know, he just builds and builds and rips your face off, and then has a nice clean finish. I imagine with seeing two of his videos, I imagine a lot of them are like that. I'm not trying to put him in a box. I mean, he's got an amazing voice. He can do amazing things with it, but here it works more than anything else I can think of, right? This discussion, the conversation between Jesus and God in the garden, right? And if you're not familiar, I mean, he's having second thoughts. Jesus, right? He's like, hey, I don't know about this, man. Like, it seemed like a good idea at the time, but now that I'm here, like, is there another way we could do this? Is it going to be worth it? Horrible is it going to be, you know? Just the heartbreak and just the pouring of emotion and the way that he builds and builds, and then he just explodes into, you know, and you could see him switch from like anguish to anger to like almost like defiance, and then back to anguish again. And just masterfully done here. And see, this is what blows me away, right? If you could take every song and sing your face off and rip my face off because you're screaming way in this high level, and you know, it's technically impressive, right? In a technical sense, but the artistry piece of it, right? Being able to take all of that and translate it into a story and emotions, and that's what's happening here, and that is what is impressing the hell out of me. Okay, so. Again, I apologize for the long-winded thing, but yeah, that's where I'm at with this. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm gonna have a lot to say at the end about this guy. So now he's spent. Look, he's crying. Tears of blood. Tears of blood.
I was inspired. Now I'm sad and tired.
He literally sounds tired.
After all I've tried for 3 years, seems like 90. Why then I'm scared to finish what I've started. Was you started? I didn't start it. God, thy will is hard, but you hold every card. I will drink your cup of poison. Nail me to your cross and break me. Bleed me, beat me, kill me. Take me now before I change my mind.
Ooh, Oh Holy Night. I'm gonna have to check. That's one of my favorites. Okay, let's digest that and talk about that. So I guess my biggest questions for you guys is, what does this guy do? You know, like, what, does he have a band? I mean, I guess I could Google all this stuff, but it's cool to hear from you guys. I mean, does he have a band? Does he, every time I look him up, he's just a YouTube star, you know? So is he doing just YouTube videos, which, believe me, is probably for a lot of these people just as lucrative, if not more so, than, you know, getting in a band. I mean, I want to feel that it's almost how Tommy Johansson left like Sabaton, because he was doing so much with his YouTube channel and all that, and Patreon and everything. If that's all he's doing, then cool. But like, this is what is needed in performing art, you know, in Broadway. And, you know, I imagine you could watch 100 different versions of this live and you won't get this, like this degree of technical vocal mastery mixed with emotion. And just, I mean, you feel every word he's saying, and you kind of understand and you get it, you know. I'm not as much, you know, into religion as I used to be, the Catholic Church. I mean, I was a traveling preacher for a while for the Church of Christ. I was, and then when I converted to Catholicism, I taught CCD and I taught faith formation for the adults. You know, I did a lot of sponsoring for people entering the church and things like that. I wanted to be a deacon at one point, but then here we are. And then I studied, my degree is medieval Europe with a special concentration in the early church. So saying all that, the reason I'm saying all that is because I've often said many, many, many times that we just don't grasp what's actually happening. You know, you read about it in the Bible, but do you really quite get what's happening, you know? And we'll say, you know, we'll even do like the Station of the Cross, and oh yeah, and he walked down the road and dropped his cross and someone else helped him pick it up. And, you know, and sometimes, you know, movies help with that, you know, like The Passion was so eye-opening to a lot of people to be like, holy crap, this was brutal. It's, yeah, it was, you know. And I think that this masterpiece right here, you know, this rendition just beautifully portrays that what took place in the garden, you know, as he's literally sweating drops of blood because he's so just heartbroken and stressed and just freaking out, you know, realizing what the whole plan is supposed to be and what his part is in it. And, you know, since he's still very human, does he really have to go through this? Is it really going to matter? He's looking over at all of his closest followers over there sleeping. He just asked them to pray with them, and nah, I'm too tired, man, you know. So maybe there's a foreshadowing of like, is this just how it's going to be? Are people even going to care, you know? And so just taking that, all those emotions and wrapping them up in this one thing is very cool. So anyway, I'm done nerding about it. Let me know what else to check out. I'm curious if he did any like Phantom of the Opera. I might look and see if he did like Music of the Night or anything like that. That would be insane to me. I think he would make a great Phantom, like in a movie or on stage or anything. So anyways, hopefully we see you in the comments. But until then, everybody be safe, healthy, and be nice to each other.